Good afternoon on what is a bright, sunny, if ever so slightly chilly day. It is Tuesday the 8th of March. I'm in the reading nook with some parcels and a nice hot cup of tea. And up next is this parcel from Amazon. Open it up. What have I got? Let's see. Dustbuster. I'm not going to do an unboxing of Dustbuster. You're quite safe. But there is something else more interesting in here, and that is, let's move that out of the way. It's this, which is Michael Moorcock's Elric of Melniboné, Melniboné, however you want to pronounce it. It's the Elric Saga Volume 1 with a foreword by Nail Gaiman, which has just been published. And it's great. This is published by, can't see. This is really quite handsome because from the World Fantasy Lifetime Achievement Award winner Michael Moorcock comes the first volume in his Elric of Melniboné series, brought to vivid life with stunning illustrations. It's one of the most well-known and well-loved fantasy epics of the 20th century. The story of Elric, Emperor of the dying kingdom of Melniboné. For 100 centuries, the Melbonians have ruled from the Dragon Isle of Emir. Now, after the years of corruption and decadence, Elric's amoral cousin, Prince Idrikun, the brother of his beloved Cimmeril, sets his eyes on the ruby throne. Elric must face his treacherous cousin, not as a warrior, but as a sorcerer king, once again in league with the ancient gods of Melniboné, the Chaos Lords, and thus sealing his inexorable fate. Elric of Melniboné is the first volume in Michael Moorcock's incredible chronicle, which created fantasy archetypes that have echoed through the genre for generations. The beautiful, vivid illustrations by the legendary artists Robert Gould, Richard Hescox, and John Boccaccio enrich this tale of a doomed empire and its eternal champion. Volume 1 of the Elric Saga contains the first novels in the series, so Elric of Melniboné, The Fortress of Pearl, The Sail on the Seas of Fate, and The Weird of the White Wolf. These stories are presented in a way they've never been seen published in the United States in the order the author intended and with his preferred text. So this is published by Saga Press. You've got the 4 novels in here. Let's just have a look. Is anything? There's the with the flyleaf taken off. So with the cover taken off. Am I showing that right? Nope. Let's try it that way. But we open up, and on the inside of the front cover, let's see what's on the back cover, is a fetching map of the Young Kingdoms. Okay. Now I think with me, I've only read a couple of the books. Okay. Of the Elric Saga. I've read a lot of the Eternal Champion books. But Elric I never could quite get into, and I want to change that. I want to read the rest of the novels, and I have collected this series before. White Wolf Publishing in the noughties did a very fine series of books that were not as well appointed as this, I suspect. That were very collectible, and I've got some of those, but I don't have. It was really a case of never quite finding the time to dig into them as much as I wanted to. But really, with me reading with the Eternal Champion, I can remember going back to being 16 and 17 and being lent literally all of the Eternal Champion books. By a friend at my local gaming club, and cycling back home with them in the panniers of my bicycle, because they're really only quite slim novels by the comparison of today's standards, and then just devouring them over the course of one summer. Each one would really only take sort of like a 2-3 days to consume. And then of course I was interested in as a gamer, interested from a role-playing point of view. And with the appearance of sort of like the Elric role-playing game Funkosium and then Hawkmoon, both of which I've played a bit, that kept rekindled my interest, and really was primarily my main experience. Apart from sort of like some of the comic book adaptations, some of which were done by the French, in French originally, I believe, and then obviously translated in English. So it's really a case of looking through here just to see how fantastic some of this artwork is. And it's going to be some of the classic artwork for the novels. So we have a centre section here. Just see that Elric with Stormbringer, and I mean just some of the classic depictions of Elric over the years. And it's always kind of sort of amazed me that, to some extent, that Elric, as important a figure as he is in fantasy fiction, that he's never been adapted to anything really beyond the written medium. So never done on film or television. And I think that's a shame, because the nearest thing I think the nearest we've got to anything adapted by Michael Moorcock. From Michael Moorcock is the early 70s film The Final Programme, which is the Jerry Cornelius story, is utterly bonkers. It really is weird. But anyway, so this supporting a fantastic cover. And then we open up, we have introduction by Nail Gaiman, who has of course written his own fantasy content, and then we go straight into again really terrific illustration, again beautifully illustrated book, and straight into Elric of Melniboné or Melniboné. Let's see whether it does the same thing. Doesn't quite do the same thing. So we switch to Fortress of the Pearl. There's no separating image. I think that's a slight missed opportunity for that to profess that with yet more artwork. But we've got the artwork in the middle, and we also have at the back, as well as the novels. So it ends with Weird of the White Wolf, and then after that, sorry, there is more here. I'm just trying to get to it because so we do have again this section is prefaced by another piece of fine artwork. I almost prefer the black and white artwork, the depiction here, than perhaps the colour, but that's just me. We have the Elric Saga, a reader's guide. That's by John Davey, who is described up front. Let's have a look. Editor, basically editor and bibliographer. So that's the reader's guide to the Elric Saga. And we've got a listing of all the books as written in order. They're basically all the stories. Before we get to first editions and first appearances, so that's really nice. If you're a fan, if you're a real fan of the fiction and of its history, that's a nice inclusion for everyone's notice. So yeah. And then we have discussion of the minutiae, and of course basic thumbnail biography of Michael Moorcock himself. So yes, this is Elric of Melniboné, first volume. I will definitely get in the next volumes in this series, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this and the other books in the series. I've already done an unboxing of the Elric of Melniboné, a role-playing game from Chaosium, published in 1981, and also done a review. And I will link to both of those. As well. So that's Elric of Melniboné, the Elric Saga, Volume 1. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, you've got any comments or feedback. I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box and a book, literally a book this time, or a game, which I will talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, or of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. Excuse me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook video. Bye for now.